Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel. My name is Paulina. I do work with people doing private readings. If you're interested in a tailored reading specific to your situation, this is a general reading. But it is actually about the sign of Aquarius, but it's meant for anyone. It's not meant for just an Aquarius, is my meaning, in that it's a general reading. So it's because we're in Aquarius season, and I'm sorry if the overhead fan that you're hearing is too noisy. It's so that my dog won't bark. So Aquarius season is a very interesting time because in the soul's journey it would be around the mid-70s age-wise. So it's a sign of a lot of knowledge and experience. Usually Aquarius has many talents, similar to Gemini, except Gemini may be a master, a master of none, jack of all trades, master of none. And Aquarius really can be really masterful in several areas. So there is like innate talent, and this isn't just for the sun sign. This can show up in different places in the chart. There's a sense of universality. I believe it relates to the World card in some capacity, some tarot readers would say, but it's also the Star card, which is Ganymede and the giver of water to the gods, who's impartial. Right, and anyway, it's the 11th house of hopes and wishes and friendship and community. And it's also a sign of huge intellect, which can be an impediment. So this doesn't necessarily mean that the individual is incredibly well-read or is really virtuoso, like a virtuoso in like maybe they're not like a math genius. Maybe they are, but they may often be the kind of personality that is too smart for their own good. So they can find a lot of shortcuts to intelligence, to experience, to knowledge. And part of the lesson, I would say, of the Aquarius, for the Aquarius soul, is to learn the pleasure of the long way, and the pleasure of not only being the teacher but the learner, and the pleasure of beginner's mind, which is from Zen. If you've heard of that phrase, it's relating to the mind that is not experienced, that often has innate talent or skill or wisdom or ability. So in thinking from beginner's mind, we can be fresh, and it's really more like a sign of Aries or Taurus, or beginner's mind. And they can be, actually both of those signs can be very, like, I don't want to say dictatorial, but they can be leaders. They can also be like teachers. So it's similar. So I'm getting a little all over the place. But Aquarius is about trying to relearn how to be young, because it is such an old soul. And so there can be like a crotchetiness to the personality, like as if like a cranky old person at times, because there's a dissonance between all the mental stimulus and the world, if that makes sense. So Aquarians are really amazing conversationalists, and usually they're really good writers as well. And you know, I just think of that image of like the watering hole, and like all the animals are coming to, and the people are coming to cleanse themselves and to gather and to be communal and to talk and to share wisdom. It kind of reminds me of Fahrenheit 451, which is like a great book where you know, books are banned and burned in the future. So the only way to pass along written knowledge is orally, and it's like illegal. It's a great book, and movie actually. But yeah, like that, I mean, actually that sort of quality of the rebel, of the humanist activist really is very Aquarius, and shows up for the signs that circulate around it in different ways. So if you're a Pisces, your 12th house is in Aquarius, so there's a hidden activist or a sleeping activist or a potent activist waiting within you. And if you are a Capricorn, your second house has to do with activism. How you make money has to do with serving the collective. Yeah, and so Aquarius has to do with that that community, collective, all one all. So they kind of have to learn that. I think that's actually, that phrase may be coined subconsciously just now from Linda Goodman. I may be channeling her. I'm obsessed with Linda Goodman. So Aquarius has to learn that, you know, that, and this is some of the stuff we'll be dealing with in this upcoming section of time. We're learning about objectivity and subjectivity, and zooming way back from who we are and our experience, and what it might mean from a once removed, twice removed, third, you know, bird's eye view of our life. That was really what Aquarius is great at, but it is also an Achilles heel for them, because people around them might complain they're not, you know, that they're just giving the same care to all and not specifying the need to one person, or there might be complaints that they're distant, you know, or they're not that emotional, or they're only emotional kind of when it serves their rebelliousness. It's a very interesting side. But so those are some of the themes of this time period of learning about what wisdom we have, how can we unlearn that wisdom, and also give that wisdom. How can we go from all that we've been through, all our trauma, all our hardship. Remember, this was the 12th house in Capricorn there. That's Saturn in the 12th house for Aquarius. So that really does have to do with some karmic trauma there. Past life punishment or trauma, pain, some sadism or abuse that they're going to be having to deal with in this life. So Aquarius can be learning about how to not, you know, they're relearning some of the old lessons from the past signs, as is Pisces. Pisces really is a conglomerate of all the signs together, and Aquarius is similar. So they're learning all the things again. They're learning how to not return spite for spite, Scorpio. How to not hurt others with their words, Sagittarius. How to not care only about money because of the 12th house and sorry, there's a fruit fly here. How to not, you know, because with the 12th house in Capricorn, income and money can be their whole world, and if that's not working out, it can be like a horrible, you know, that can be huge, like anxiety and issue for that sign, because it is a sign of wealth, a sign of material good, actually. A lot of people forget that. So, because it's also ruled by Saturn. So, yeah, so also where we can zoom back and maybe see from our experience from someone else's point of view and their experience from our point of view. How can we have boundaries but also meet in the middle of the human experience, which we are going through? And with the second house in Pisces, they can gain income from being the psychologist, from being the one who delves into the psyche of others, because they're very masterful at that. So I'm going to get a couple cards. We got Ace of Pentacles reversed. So this is about feeling a lack of opportunity, a lack of income, a lack of really possibly an issue with feeling scared of being on your own financially, perhaps. We got King of Cups reversed. Excuse me. This is some depression here. We have a male figure that is depressed, or it could be your drive is like asleep right now. Your masculine energy to do or to, there could be some apathy at this time. And we got the Empress reversed. I'm showing it up right. So there's a lot of cards about feeling a lack of abundance or feeling really like disempowered with, and sort of like a mixed match of energy with the masculine, feminine being not really in the right spot they're supposed to be. And we got Lord of Defeat, Five of Swords. So often in life things don't go our way, and this card could be about affirmations, because with the swords, if maybe there's been some harsh words or some harsh thoughts about the self. I'm going to get a card from the Louise Hay deck that I have. I think it's called Healing Affirmations. Okay, my healing is already in progress. My willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. So sometimes in life if you've ever read about Louise Hay, she really is an amazing person, and I love all of her work, and especially her work about metaphysical issues. She has a list of A to Z of reasons for medical issues, and I often look at it, and just her work about self-healing, and she survived cancer and horrible sexual abuse and horrible experiences, and really came out the other side of really affirming that self-love is the answer. So if we can forgive others, it may not mean that we're in the person's life for a variety of reasons, but the forgiveness is about seeing is there a possible way that person could have been suffering, and that their behavior could have been about their suffering, even though it may have seemed to us that it was purposeful, or maybe it really was, or that it was completely out of malice, or like, why would this person do this to me? There's so many experiences in life, in the workplace, or in friendships, or relationships, or the family, and just the world, just strangers in the street, where we feel like we can't forgive what happened if we go back on our mind, and it makes us feel really uncomfortable in our body. But if we could just try and remember, since we're in the Aquarius season, of this zoomed out perspective of seeing humanity and all of its ails and all of its brilliance and all its folly, from this once removed perspective, that maybe we could let some people off the hook. And that doesn't mean that you have to reintegrate with them or interact with them. But it's really about healing your own heart and healing that righteousness that's part of Aquarius too, that that feeling of righteousness, and which comes from a good place. But remember the Ram Dass quote that the hippies can create just the same negative energy as the police. So remembering how we're expressing that energy of activism, and that it's all one all, so that we're not only recognizing the diversity and the need for, I guess, utilitarianism really is what Aquarius is about, but also that we're looking at the individual and their experience as being equally valid and important. And that is something that really most Aquarians need to, validate themselves. Which it can become conflated because it can become mixed up because there can be a big ego with Aquarius because of the intelligence, and then it's hard to look at the sort of inner wounds that come with being this personality that doesn't really fit in, that sees society from this sort of far out perspective. And so healing some of the individual wounds of the Aquarius, rather than just thinking, oh, my feelings don't matter because science or whatever. And also, in the song The Age of Aquarius, I believe it's from Hair. I loved that musical growing up. Ironically, I didn't have hair because I have alopecia, but anyway, so the dawning of the Age of Aquarius is about it's really, I guess, about the hippie age. A lot of people would say it started in that time period. Astrologers would say that, about this like unique individuality and this expression of creativity, this sort of like forceful expression of nonconformity, that I guess became sort of the conformity at the time, ironically, I would say, which has to do also with the dual nature of the sign. It's Saturn and Uranus, so unexpectedness, but also the ability to have power and control over perhaps masses. So anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I hope this served you. If you're interested in contributing to my coffee fund, I actually don't drink coffee because I'm a recovered coffee addict, so it would be for tea. You can contribute on the link below to my coffee link, or if you're interested in a reading, please email me at plprolwitz@gmail.com, and I hope you have a great day.